Hello, my name is Jonathan Hoff. I am a student on the Masters of Educational Technology at Boise State University. This is my video reflection for my final portfolio. I started the course back in spring semester 2013, so coming to the end of my third year now. Before I go on to talk about my highlights and my achievements over the last 3 years on the course, I'd like to just talk a little bit about my background and how I got to this point. So basically, I graduated my undergraduate in 2002 from Loughborough University in the UK. That was a Bachelor's of Science in Information Management and Computing. After that, I went travelling and found myself in South Korea teaching English. At the end of 2004, I travelled to Saigon, Vietnam, also known Ho Chi Minh City, and I completed a teaching English as a second language certificate here. Moving on to 2008, I returned to the UK for a year to complete a teaching degree, a postgraduate certificate in education. After that, I immediately returned to Saigon, Vietnam, where I have been living ever since, working at various international schools in various roles. Currently, I am the head of IT at a large international school in the city. It was a number of years ago that I recognised that technology integration as a position within international schools was becoming more in demand. It was an area I had been researching since 2008. I'd begun to apply some of the practices to my classroom already. For example, I won a £1,000 scholarship at the University of Southampton, only one of 10 that was given away, prior to my university degree course for a presentation where I developed a website using HTML instead of PowerPoint. The area of EdTech had always lit a fire for me in terms of motivating me as an educator, not only for students but in being able to improve my colleagues too. The high points of this course for me are the parts that I've been able to translate into professional practice, and they are many. So I'd immediately like to start talking about EdTech 502. Although it was just the second core class of the course, it's something I always come back to and think about as one of the most important things I've done. It gave a great amount of confidence and additional knowledge in terms of web design and using the web for hosting resources. And also the activities we completed were beneficial to me. I took them on and used them for professional development opportunities and shared with my colleagues. In fact, I went to the Vietnam Technology Conference at United Nations International School Hanoi, and I led a workshop called Effective Web Research using Weebly, and got some nice feedback there. During that seminar, I used the WebQuest, the virtual field trip, and the scavenger hunt from EdTech 502 as an example of creating effective research-based tasks online, and then I taught how to use Weebly to do that. As an example of the experience and the skills and the benefits from 502, here is a site that I have developed and launched at my school since taking that course. This is the web portal for Australian International School in Saigon, where I'm at. This site has been online for about 12 months, and it's become a real hub for our students, our parents, and our teachers to visit. We're getting over about 1,000 hits a week. The secondary section is developed well and has lots of information about what's going on in school. Obviously, the after-school activities and the camps are here too. The sports teams have a home now, and we have the Teachers Resource Centre and homepage here with the teachers' calendar embedded and some other useful links for them. I've also begun working on this site, which is another WordPress installation for my high school course, Information Technology in a Global Society. This is a work in progress, but once it's done, it will save me a lot of time, and of course it will be a fantastic one-stop resource for my students. The school portal that I showed you, the course website that I'm working on that I showed you, the workshop presentation I created, they're all stemming from the learning that took place during EdTech 502 that helped me supplement my knowledge that I already had, and just kind of gave me that extra boost of confidence to go ahead and be that guy, I guess, that was able to create those web pages and put them forward as something that the school community could use. So another high point of the course and another piece of evidence that shows how I've developed over the past 3 years. 505, the evaluation course, evaluation for educational technologists. I chose the project of the introduction of iPads as a teaching resource at AAS. At the time, it was something we were considering, and again, I was the guy that was in the hot seat, and the timing really could not have been better. So, in this class, I had the opportunity to obviously really create the right path for us to follow. So, with the objectives, making what we wanted out of it very clear to the administrators. I was able to analyse how the iPads were used during the trial period. I was able to survey the primary staff on what they thought of the program and were they satisfied. And we were able to gather a lot of feedback in the form of comments, which were very beneficial to us going forward and in our recommendations, and of course the expenses too. So the whole study from 505 resulted in the school purchasing more iPads this academic year, which I'm working with, and looking at even more in the future. So in this way, the course at Boise really helped me professionally to help to lead this kind of evaluation of a trial program at the school. Okay, so the third major highlight of the course for me was EdTech 512, something I was really looking forward to from the start. Online course design, where I was able to build a course in Moodle to suit the courses that I teach. In fact, I can use this mini course with 2 of my exam classes. So it's something, like I said, I've been waiting for a long time to do. I had my own Moodle installation, but I didn't really have the pedagogy to build an online course. In this class, I created a course called Intro to IT Systems, where students study modules, hardware and computer systems, software, networks, the internet, databases, and spreadsheets. Of course, within each module are activities for students to complete. Now, recently I have taken away the ability for students to submit work in this course. They submit it in an alternative manner, but the resources are there. And so learning from this course 512 about how to structure, how to develop online activities within the course really helped to improve my teaching and hopefully the learning of my students as they have the ability to access this course now in my Moodle. I've also gone on to add my own courses in various different subjects relating to IT that students have used, including Flash. I've got one for Photoshop Elements. I've got one for modeling using spreadsheets. I've got one for Scratch. So this became a place that I could really organize all the things that I've been doing but didn't have the skills to do before. So to sum up, how have I grown over the last 3 years during the course of the Masters in Educational Technology? I think firstly, my content knowledge has been improved thanks to the variety of courses I've been able to do. Secondly, I've been able to transfer all my learning over the last 3 years into my teaching, into my everyday practice. Thirdly, and most importantly perhaps, my confidence overall as a leader, especially in the field of educational technology, has vastly increased. I don't think a lot of the programs and initiatives that I've launched I would have been able to do 5 years ago, let alone 3 years ago, and now As I've shown you, I've created the portal for school. I've led the program to introduce iPads at the school. I'm showing you on the screen now, it's our Bring Your Own Device initiative, which we've launched this year, which I've also been able to lead. So overall, the MET has been a wonderful experience, and it's set me up fantastically well for my future endeavours in education.